Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the brand new Hasbro Marvel Avengers. This is Iron Man. Iron Man, like the Captain America that we had to look at, Iron Man's recommend for ages 4 and up, comes to us from Hasbro, and I guess is a somewhat fairly new release of figures. Found these at both Toys R Us and Walmart. I just happened to pick these up at Walmart, and I think these were about $12, so they're fairly reasonable. What you did get, though, with Captain America was, I think, overall a decent enough figure, well-rounded figure overall, but then it didn't have any knee articulation. I just couldn't figure out why they did not just put that in there. They did so much with the torso, and they cared enough about the top half. Didn't feel like they really cared enough about the bottom half. Image down below there of the Iron Man on the back of the package. You can also look for Captain America, Hulk, and Black Widow. Tony Stark suits up as the tech-powered hero, Iron Man. Down below that, you can go to www.hasbro.com/Avengers. You can also head over to marvelkids.com as well. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're getting a better look at the Avengers Iron Man figure. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Iron Man, unfortunately, comes with no accessories. Not that you would really give Iron Man accessories, but comparing him to the Captain America that we will look at in a second, no accessories found. What you though do get is a pretty good rendition here of Iron Man. No real specific mark to the suit. I would say just a default red and gold suit for Iron Man here. But I like the colors. I like the sculpt. It looks pretty good. And I think the face is also quite good as well. Let's have a look at that. We'll just zoom the camera in. Now it looks like primarily the plastic in this case is all the red color, and then they just simply paint in aspects such as the gold on the arms, the lower leg portions there, and of course the face. Paint, I don't really have any real negative nitpicks to make about it. It's pretty good. The blue in the eyes are also quite good too. It doesn't have as much oomph, I would say, as Captain America. I think Captain America just did well because he had a lot of extra coloring to him. Iron Man, just by comparison, he just has the two colors to go by. Let's bring in Captain America so you can see what I'm talking about. They are not quite scaled the same. Looks like Iron Man is just a hair taller than Captain America. I did quite like this figure. From solely looking at it, if I was 7 years old, I would pick up this line. Or five years old. I guess age isn't really required. But if I was specifically like a small boy, a small lad, I would want to pick up these figure releases. Although I do feel like Poseability is not the greatest when it comes to the legs. Captain America had it in the shoulders, if you remember, also in the elbows, and also in the head, of course. Same can be also said for Iron Man. Poseability on Iron Man, his head does rotate all the way around by virtue of a ball joint. It looks like his neck could have been just a little bit longer, but that's just a small little gripe. Then you got a good range of motion in the arms, the shoulders of the arms. And this section right here, these are rubbery, and they're also far enough down on the shoulders that when you move the arms out, you can move the arms all the way up, really, and it doesn't seem hindered at all by the shoulders on top. The back, once again, doesn't look like there's really much in the way of coloring. Now, on the front, you could say too, well, there's not really a lot of coloring either there. I guess at least the back portion of his legs got colored in, whereas poor Captain America, the whole back straps and everything completely omitted. By the way, also when you look at the posability aspects of Iron Man, his arms hinge, and also there's a rotation on the forearm. And then you get to the more dismal end of it. The legs don't hinge out, only a forward and back motion. It seems unlike, though, the Captain America, the Iron Man looks like when you get him out of packaging or when you're looking at him in packaging. It seems also almost as if his knees could have the potential to bend. But sure enough, they don't. That's disappointing. Because, I mean, they don't really have a line. That's one problem that I have with toy lines nowadays. There's no definitive line. You've got the Marvel Legends, of course. You've got the Marvel Legends smaller scale, 3 3/4 inch, or the original Marvel Universe figures. And then you don't really have much in the way of for kids. For kids that maybe just want something a little bit bigger, something a little bit blockier. Because they so churn out either really tall figures that just have simple articulation, or they give us really small figures, or they give us figures like this. I feel like they really should focus efforts. And by no means am I a toy expert when it comes to the likes of what Hasbro really should be doing. I really think they should focus efforts to give us a definitive line. If this is going to be what you want to do for an Avengers line, I really feel like giving some leg bending would have also helped these figure releases and expand the line, because you get Captain America, you get Iron Man, you get Hulk, and you get Black Widow, which we will be looking at in separate videos. But I feel like that's all you're going to get probably from this potential line. They could have done vehicles, you know, because the figures seem like they would have potential. But the hard part nowadays, I guess, with kids' attention span to figures is not really what it used to be back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, a kid could buy G.I. Joes for 6-7 years of his life. The vehicles, every time there's a new wave of figures, they'd be going to the stores and buying them. Kids' attention spans now, if they're not either on the video games or they're on their little phone playing Angry Birds, it's not everybody, granted, but I guess keeping them interested in toys seems harder and harder nowadays. So I guess toy companies such as Hasbro just kind of churn out something to sustain, I guess, the urge for a child to want to go through a toy aisle and pick up something. They know it's short limited, it's a short attention span. The kid's going to pick it up, play with it for a bit, and then it's going to get heaved into a toy pile somewhere until the next toy gets released. That being said, I guess maybe I just have an old mindset. I wish that a figure line like this, as good as it really seems, I mean, these are pretty cool looking figures. I just wish that toy companies would stay on them. Give them a little extra love, give them a little extra TLC, and really see if the line would sustain itself instead of releasing small figures, big figures, you know, chunky figures, figures that don't do anything. Just kind of stick to one thing, really. Nonetheless, though, not a bad looking figure. I think the coloring on him is good. The Poseability, less, of course, the lower portion of his legs. The top half on him is pretty good. I quite like the Iron Man, and if I was a kid, which sometimes people might think I am, I think if I was a kid, I would be picking up a line like this, because I think the line has potential. Probably nothing is going to come of them, though. Today's Toy Spot, though, we were having a look at the brand new Hasbro. This is the Marvel Avengers, and this is Iron Man. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.